Introduction. In the heart of ancient Greece, where philosophy and the pursuit of virtue shaped the lives of countless individuals, one figure stands out: Epictetus. A former slave turned philosopher, Epictetus understood the deepest currents of human suffering and struggle. He taught that true freedom lies not in control over external circumstances, but in mastery over one's own responses. Amid the turbulence of his time, when many sought to gain power or manipulate fate, Epictetus exemplified a profound truth. Sometimes the greatest power you can have is the ability to walk away. This idea wasn't about evasion or surrender. It was a conscious, Stoic choice to detach from situations, relationships, or institutions that corrupt the soul, diminish integrity, or impede personal growth. Walking away in this context isn't a retreat from life. It is an empowered choice to preserve one's principles and to choose a new, more aligned path. Today, we explore how walking away, whether from toxic environments, relationships, or compromises to your values, can be your greatest power. The Stoic Foundation: walking away as self-mastery. The Stoic philosophers, Seneca, Marcus Aurelius, and Epictetus, were no strangers to hardship. They lived during times of political instability, societal upheaval, and personal adversity. And yet, their teachings emphasize that the ultimate form of self-mastery is to detach from external events and focus on cultivating inner virtue. Stoicism posits that we cannot control the world around us, but we can control our responses to it. At the heart of this philosophy is the idea that sometimes the wisest course of action is not to force change, but to remove oneself from situations that cannot be changed. For the Stoics, walking away was an expression of strength, not weakness. By walking away, you signal to the world and to yourself that your integrity, peace, and virtue are not for sale. It is a reclaiming of control over your inner world in a world that often tries to shape you from the outside. Epictetus, the power of detachment. Epictetus, in his teachings, often spoke of the importance of distinguishing between what we can control and what we cannot. He believed that human suffering often comes from our attachment to external things: wealth, status, relationships, and even opinions of others. For Epictetus, the power was always within the individual to detach from what was outside of their control. Walking away from toxic environments, harmful relationships, or situations that compromise your personal values is one of the most powerful tools for self-preservation. When we remain entangled in circumstances beyond our control, we give up our personal sovereignty. By choosing to walk away, we take back the power that was never truly lost, but only temporarily surrendered. Marcus Aurelius, walking away from ego. Even a Roman emperor like Marcus Aurelius, who wielded immense political and military power, understood the necessity of walking away from his ego. His meditations often reflect the Stoic pursuit of humility, the rejection of pride, and the awareness that much of human suffering stems from the desires of the ego. In his reflections, Marcus Aurelius advised stepping back from situations that feed our pride or desire for approval. The emperor recognized that the greatest power came from releasing the need to control how others perceived him. Walking away from situations that encouraged pride, vanity, or a false sense of self was, for Marcus, a method of preserving his inner tranquility and aligning himself with nature's greater purpose. Real-life applications. Walking away in today's world. The Stoic idea of walking away is not an abstract concept restricted to ancient times. In the modern world, it has profound applications in both personal and professional life. Whether in toxic workplaces, unhealthy relationships, or political climates that demand compromise of one's core values, walking away can be an act of tremendous strength and clarity. Toxic relationships. In the realm of personal relationships, One of the most powerful acts of self-respect and self-preservation is to walk away from relationships that drain your energy, compromise your well-being, or cause you to betray your values. Stoicism teaches us that our relationships should not be a source of anxiety or conflict. Rather, they should be based on mutual respect and shared values. Walking away from a toxic relationship doesn't mean giving up on the person. It means giving up on a dynamic that harms both individuals. It is a reminder that you are responsible for maintaining your own peace and integrity, and that you are not beholden to relationships that bring you harm. Professional environments. In professional life, there are times when staying in a job or career path that conflicts with your values, aspirations, or sense of purpose can be a form of self-sabotage. Walking away from a position, a job, or even a career is not a defeat. It can be a reclamation of your autonomy. Stoicism emphasizes that our work should serve our greater purpose, not become a source of unnecessary stress or distraction. When your work environment becomes a place of moral compromise, burnout, or exploitation, the decision to walk away is an act of clarity and strength. It may take courage, but by walking away, you affirm that your values and well-being take precedence over any paycheck or social status. Walking away as personal empowerment. The act of walking away is not just about leaving something behind. It is about stepping into a future that aligns more closely with your core values. Stoicism teaches us that our life is shaped by the choices we make, and walking away is one of the most powerful choices available to us. In a world that often encourages us to fight, compete, and endure at all costs, walking away becomes a revolutionary act. It is a refusal to be ensnared by external pressures or to allow circumstances to dictate our emotional and mental state. Walking away means choosing freedom, freedom from the chaos and negativity around us, and freedom to build a life aligned with our highest principles. Conclusion. The Stoics believed that true power lies in our ability to control our reactions to external circumstances. When the world around us becomes toxic, unjust, or misaligned with our values, walking away becomes the ultimate act of personal sovereignty. It is an assertion that we will not be bound by anything that threatens our integrity or peace of mind. The ancient wisdom of Stoicism teaches us that sometimes the greatest strength lies not in the ability to endure, but in the ability to walk away.